All right, testing, testing. Okay, awesome. Okay, guys, don't know what happened. My computer actually crashed. I guess the AI bots didn't like what I was doing. It didn't like me talking the way I talked to it. Anyway, when I right before it crashed, I was getting ready to. I'd already placed these on the wall, so I'll go ahead and place them again because that's the last thing. And you know what? I'm glad that that actually happened. If you ever, if your computer ever shuts down, there's going to be a drawing recovery manager, and here you can select which drawing was the latest. So I was working in Dftg model A electrical, remember, and typically the one at the top, you see the time here, 2:58. Okay, so typically that one at the top is going to be the latest greatest version, so you can always actually recover drawings when your AutoCAD crashes. So, hey, Romans 8:28, everything works out in our favor. I'm glad that happened. I got a chance to go over this with you guys, Drawing Recovery Manager. And you can actually just type it in here. If it doesn't pop up, just type in Drawing Recovery Manager, no spaces, and it'll pop up. Okay, or just type in the word recovery, and this menu will pop up. Because AutoCAD, by default, I think it comes set to back up and autosave every 10 or 15 minutes or so, or something like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and place these on the wall like we had done before. And I'm going to go ahead and mirror these guys. And then I'm going to delete these. Select that, and then delete these. Then I'm going to actually rotate them now. You mirror them, then you rotate them. All right, just like that. Now let's take this and rotate these guys. Type in RO for rotate. Okay, you take it and you rotate it like this. And then you go ahead and move this up just like that. We're going to place it right on this wall. And then we're going to move them over a little bit close to the door. Okay, let's move these right here, close right here. And let's move it out a little bit, because what's happening? We're going to place a switch right there. Okay, we're going to have a okay. Well, we'll just leave it. We'll leave it as the same. Okay. So yeah, let's just take this and move it over. I was going to add a two-way switch in, but we don't have to do that. Again, I'm not an electrical designer, but I can do electrical. So excuse me if I have to, refresh my memory on how sometimes or look at a different layout, because it's not my field, so to speak, but I can do it. I've done so many drawings and prepared electrical drawings for that set of documents as well. So now, what I was doing when my computer crashed was placing this light. What we need to do is we need to make sure that it's centered on this garage door. So you would draw a line here, okay? And just come to the center here. Just draw a line just like that. It doesn't have to be perfect. Then you want to take this fixture and move it over to the center of that garage door, okay? And then you want to actually mirror it. So come and draw a line centered off of this wall right here. And then select this fixture and type in MI for mirror. And let's use this line right here as a reference point to mirror it. And hit no. And then let's delete that construction line. And there we have our light fixtures, okay? So what we're going to do is we are actually going to, let's move these over some. So select all of them, because I don't want to confuse the wiring here, because we're going to place a switch. And I probably should have left it on that wall, but it's okay. Okay. So now let's take this same switch, copy it, and then you want to rotate it, just like that. And you want to take it and move it on this wall here. Then you want to take it and just place it somewhere like right here. Let's move it over just a little bit. And oh, I don't like this. I did not like text crossing. I do not like line work crossing over text. There's a thing called line work aesthetics, and I am a stickler for it. Simply because you want your drawings to actually, you want them to You want them to, not have any conflict. You don't want to draw lines through other lines just to, and we may have to redo this. So let's just get rid of this. I'm not drawing this in there like that because that's just not, no, we're not doing it. I learned to be consistent in all ways. So let's go ahead and we'll do it like this. Let's move this over, and then we'll just move this up a little bit. Because what's happening is, we're going to show some line work coming from here to these, okay? And then we're going to put another switch on the wall right here. Or no, we're going to put another switch. Let's see, how do we want to do it? Yeah, we'll tie in, okay? See how this one we have a switch here that's tied into this one, and then we only have one switch here. Well, we'll do the same thing here. We'll have one switch here, and we'll put our attic access in here. And let's see, what's that, the second floor? Yeah, we'll have an attic access right up in here somewhere, and we'll have a switch to a standalone light that's on that attic access. So typically, when you're coming in from outside, yeah, we'll just have one. We'll keep it simple. So type in SPL for line, and you want to go ahead and make sure your ortho is off. And you kind of want to do something like this, right? Just come on over and draw your line, just like we did the other ones. Right click, enter, okay? And let's take this and drag it to the center here. And you want to match the properties of this one because for some reason, instead of having to, place the, change the properties of every line, we'll do it this way. Or something like that, okay? So you come out of the house, you can turn the lights on, okay? And you can also open up the garage with this push button right here. And what we'll do is we'll just type in LE. And you come up here. Well, actually, just leave this little line right here. Just delete this line. Just leave that text right there, okay? We'll come back and throw some leaders in there later. Give me a leader pointing to this text, a little short leader. So we have light in the garage area. Also, I just feel like putting another switch. Put one here, because if you're coming from this side, you want to be able to have access to the light. So copy this guy over, and move it down. Okay, then you want to rotate it. And it could be overkill, but for some reason, I just want to have a switch right here. Because you want to be able to turn these lights on and off. And then you also want to place a switch right here. So just take this guy and copy it over. Function F8. Let's go ahead and rotate it. And then let's place this guy on the wall right here. Move it over some. Drop it right there. Okay. So now you can come in and type in SPL, and you can tie into this wiring. Turn that function 8 off, or turn the F ortho off. So you can come in and you could just kind of tap into this wiring right here. Okay. Let's take this and just stab it back there. Okay. Let's take this and just place it right there. Okay, yeah. And this one you can do the same thing. SPL to activate the spline command. Make sure your function or your ortho is off and just place it to the center. Okay, and hit match properties because we know that the scale is off a little bit. All right, that way you can turn these lights on from any given location where you come into the garage. All right, now what we need to do is we need to place our attic, our attic access here. So let's go ahead and just copy this guy. And we can place it, let's just say, I don't know, I don't want it right there. I mean, I do want it right there, but let's rotate it. Yeah, let's rotate it. Then let's take the text and the leader, move, and let's move it down just a little bit, just to point this guy out. And we'll put this on, we'll add this one on a separate switch, okay? And this is the garage attic light, okay? We'll put that on a separate switch, and instead of having the wires come from all the way over there, we'll just add a separate switch here from this location, hit SPL, all right? And you just kind of want to kind of SPL it, kind of spline it to the center of this light and hit the space bar. And what you want to do is hit MA, that's properties, boom. Okay, there's your dispensary stair that goes into the attic access, and looking at the roof plan, it's about right here. Okay, so it's going to work, right? And that's how you wire up your garage, okay? So you see what I just did? You're going to look at what I'm giving you guys, and let's put a ceiling plug. That's something that's, in most high-end residential homes, you will have a plug in the ceiling. You also have one in the floor. So let's put a ceiling plug right between the garage doors, so they can, plug in the ceiling if they want, okay? So typically that's how we're going to do it. Let's go ahead and place the receptacles on the wall, okay? We need some power receptacles on the wall. So let's take this. I like to just copy them. After you place one room, you can copy them, okay? You place one right here. And let's place one on this wall. Let's say it wouldn't be wrong to place one right there. And let's place one on this wall as well. And stick it in the center. And I always like to place one near the garage entry. Right here. Okay. So there you have your garage lighting plan laid out. Okay. And I would do the dining. I'll just say this. I'm going to let you guys do that. Okay. I want you to look at what's happening here. You see we have some floor outlets or some floor drains. Okay. What you need to do is look at each symbol. Okay. So that's 110 floor outlet. Okay. So I want you to look at what's done here. Go to the schedule, see what it is, and then I want you to do your own design. Okay, this is where the rubber meets the road, because everybody's not going to do their own design. And you guys have got yours already finished and already laid out. So I may be missing some things like doors, because I didn't draw everything for you guys. I drew enough just to kind of get you guys rolling. And I know you guys have already placed that. Okay, so yeah, this is what you want to show. Now, on your RCP plan, I just put these in just to show you guys something. if you're looking up, you're not going to see the door. Okay, but originally you need to show your doors so you know where your openings are going to be. So let's take these doors out of the RCP plan. Okay, and then you want to do is type in REC for rectangle, and let's see, there may be a layer for it. Let's see if we have a layer for it. It's gonna be something like A overhead, or something like that. A bath, A elevation through A floor, A plan access, A plan dimension, A plan doors, A plan fireplace, A plan interior walls, A plan plumbing, A plan room labels, text. A plan upper floor line. Use that one. Okay, and then come and type in REC for rectangle. You will just show a rectangle on your plan. Okay, and then I want to change that one. Leave it on the A plan upper, but come and change this color to cyan, or better yet, let's make it yellow. Okay. So what happens is that shows that there's a door there. Okay, this is how it's shown on RCP plan because we're drawing two plans in one. We're drawing the reflective ceiling plan and we're also creating the electrical plan. So where your doors are shown, okay, this is what you'll actually show. You'll show the above opening for that door. You won't actually show the door. And that line is typically dashed to show that it's above. All right. So that's how you show it on this plan. You follow me? That's how you show it. It just depends. Some people like to show them. I don't. This company, what I did these drawings for here, they actually like to show it. I typically don't because what's happening is you have to create an RCP plan, then you have to create an electrical plan. Well, you can actually do them both in one and just toggle the layers when you're using AutoCAD. Okay, Rivet is a little bit different, right? So yeah, that's what you'll show on your RCP plan. Let's take this and just move it outside of the door frame, something like that, right? In every room, you want a smoke detector. Where people are sleeping, you want a smoke detector. For this kitchen, I want you guys to look at this kitchen and see how it's laid out. So take your time, you know, put the work in. It's all simple. When you understand what these fixtures are, I've pretty much gotten rid of all of it. Stay away from the S3 and S4 fixtures. That's a little bit advanced, okay? Typically, you could have an S3 in this dining room. And, you know, I was going to do a layout there, but I'm going to leave it up to you guys. I want you guys to look at this dining room, okay, and see how the layout is done in this dining room, okay? So this is called the flex room. This is the guest suite. This is the kitchen. This is the family room. This is the dining room, okay? I want you guys to look at this and lay yours out just the same. The reason why we have an S3 fixture here is because you have one fixture, two fixtures, okay, that operate these lights. So this fixture, one, to turn these lights on, and two, to turn these lights on. So they label that as S3, okay? And this is a different type of light, right? This is a hanging pendant fixture, okay? And these are recessed cans. So you have a separate switch for the hanging pendant fixture. In fact, you know what? Let's go ahead and do the dining room, and then I'll let you guys go and do the rest. So let's go ahead and just copy over some of the recessed cans that we have. Yeah, some of the recessed cans that we have shown here. We can copy this guy over. And let's check the sound, make sure sound is good. Okay, sound is good. Let's make sure we're recording. Okay, yes, we are recording. Yeah, let's do one more, just to kind of give you guys a little bit more repetition. Okay, so in this dining room, you want something like this. All right, I would go with 3 lights. I would go something just like this, and then I would take this one. Wait a minute, we have too many lights here. Let's delete one of them. I would take this one and then MI mirror it off the center of this one. Okay, then hit enter. And what I would like, you know what I like to do? I like to draw lines. You can center this cluster of lights on this room based on the fireplace location. Just draw a line like from this wall to here, and then draw a line off of the center of that line, which we are close to. Let's move these cluster of lights and center them on the room in this direction, okay? So we know they're centered that way, delete. Now what we want to do is we want to take these same lights and drop them over here. We would actually do ourselves a great service if we, let's see, let's try something. This is where lighting can get a little bit complex, but for you guys, I just want to make sure that you guys know how to do a lighting layout, okay? I'm not going to grade you guys too hard on this. Yeah. And see, I'll show you guys a trick. Let's see, you mirror those guys about this axis? No? Okay. Let's go ahead and delete these construction lines. Let's get off that layer because it's hard to see what I'm drawing. Let's just get on another layer. Now, the thing is, you want like at least 2 lights in this hallway. And what's going to happen here is, this is the center of this hallway. I kind of like to have things lined up, right? So you want to take these lights and just kind of move them over a little bit. That way, when you actually add your lights in the hallway, everything can be in alignment, if that makes sense. It's all about alignment, right? So now what you would do is you take these 2 lights and you'd copy them, right? And you'd copy from a base point of this light, from a center base point of this light. And then you would CO. Select this light and select that light. And come here to the center of this light and go to the center of this light. And let's see how it's working. Okay, yeah. So this one's just a little bit too close to the wall. So typically what I would do in a case like this is I would take these, so you can have a door swing here. Let's delete this one, you don't need it, okay? But typically you want these lights to be in alignment, okay? So we're not centered on this room as much, but you know, we don't have any hot spots. And we are centered on this hallway right here, which is going to be visually and acoustically and visually and aesthetically pleasing when you're standing in this hall when you see these lights. And typically we'll try to carry this over on into the family room, right? Same thing here, same type of deal. That's what you want. Actually, let's go ahead and go with it. So now at this point, let's take this and just move it a little bit. And I don't know if I like that. I don't. I really don't, because it's going to put our ceiling fan off center. Let's undo that. You can always undo. See, this is where you get into a little design work, and I don't like that. I don't, because what's happening is we're going to put a ceiling fan in this dining room. Let's go ahead and put it there. Let's take this ceiling fan, and you're going to copy it over. Now, the thing about design work is you have to understand that, you know, there's no right or wrong unless you're dealing with code issue, because something could totally work and then the owner could come and say, no, that's horrible, I hate it, you know. So it's all based on, you know, preference. So I've had some designs that have been praised. I've had some designs that have been totally shot down. You learn to take it with a grain of salt, because what's happening is, you know, but you don't take it personal, because what's happening is, you know, you have preference and everybody's fingerprint is different, right? So everybody's going to have a different preference. So if what you lay out for a particular owner or for your instructor, unless there's something wrong like code wise, you know, it could be just pure aesthetics. Nothing may not be wrong with your design. It's just that it doesn't resonate with the owner. So you do this stuff to make sure that the owner's happy. So that's your job to, you know, kind of have the people skills to connect with the owner, to get in their heads and kind of, you know, learn their design aesthetic and, you know, try to incorporate that into drawings. And when you do it that way, what that does is that just, you know, helps you be more efficient, so to speak, when you're doing layouts and things of that nature. Because what's happening is you could spend weeks laying something out, and the owner can look at it in 5 minutes and say, "Oh no, that's horrible," you know. And I've had that happen before. Okay, and it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen to me again in the future because what's happening, you're dealing with people. You know, it's the same thing with cars. You know, you may like a car, but other individuals may say, "Oh no, it's horrible." You know, so it just depends. So yeah, this is our dining room, and what I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna put one light, and let's do it like this. One light, and we're gonna center it on this space right here. So let's take this and go MI, mirror it, and hit function F8. And then you're gonna hit enter. Let's just take a light and place it right there. Or we could put a wall sconce, okay? I'm a stickler for alignment, especially with ceiling grids. You know, I'll do something like put a wall sconce here and put a wall sconce there, you know. It just depends. But for right now, you know, this is not a design course. It's just teaching you guys how to, you know, effectively lay things out. I'm a designer, so I get caught up in the design aspect of it. That's kind of why I wanted to kind of let you guys lay it out because, you know, I'll be all day going back and forth with this. So let's go ahead and copy this one because I deleted the other one. Yeah. Okay. So you have one there. All right. So yeah, I'll let you guys take it from here. All right, just look at what we have drawn here and how we have drawn it, and incorporate everything that you see here. If you don't know what something is, okay, if you don't know what something is, look at the legend, okay, compare it to the legend. Now, especially when you get around the fireplaces, okay, you want to make sure that you're putting, your regular receptacles. I believe one of these is for television. One of these are for internet. You want to make sure you provide all of that. Okay, everything is here on the legend. This is why I'm providing that for you. Okay, this is television. This is telephone outlet. You also have an internet 220 receptacle. It's here somewhere. Carbon monoxide detector. You want to actually place one of those in there. You want to just try to put everything in to your building, okay? So this is where I'm going to ask you guys to, let your creative juices flow based off of the go-by that we have here. I'm also going to send over the second floor plan, which I'm not showing here, because I want you guys to actually, see how these bathrooms are wired up. Typically, you'll have a wall light in the bathroom. In fact, I don't have that one open, but let's look at it so you can actually understand what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is a west room right here. You see this light fixture right here? That is a wall-mounted light, okay? And you have a switch right here that controls this light and this light. And then you have a switch right here that controls the vent over the toilet. And you have a switch right here that's a GFCI, that's a ground fault circuit interrupter. It's not waterproof, but it's designed not to interrupt the circuitry if water actually gets close to it, because it is next to a sink. If it gets exposed to water, it's not going to affect other outlets or other electrical components in your home. So yeah, GFCIs in your bathrooms, okay? So I'm just gonna go through this and just kind of go over some things. See how we have lighting here, all right? This one is extensive, guys, but we're not going to be that extensive, okay? Because our building is not that extensive. So place the switches based on how we did these two. You can do the same thing here. Your kitchen, I'm gonna give you leeway there. How do you want your kitchen? Let's look at this kitchen and see how it's laid out. It actually has an island. It has a breakfast island. If you want to add one of those in to your kitchen, you can. Just make sure you have 3-foot circulation space all around it, okay? You need at least 3 foot from, let's just say, this refrigerator for people to walk by, okay? It's something that I like to provide. But actually, I wouldn't put an island in it. I would just go ahead and just, if you want to add something in it, you can put an island over here or something like that. But typically, there's an opening and you walk into the dining area, and then this is the living room, and this is the family room, and this is the living room. I'm sorry. So apologies. I'm not gonna hold your hand and draw it all. We've gotten to a point, looking at your work, you guys have advanced well enough to, actually start producing some of this stuff on your own. Of course, I will always be here for questioning, but this is electrical. It's very, very simple. You guys, your plan is a lot more developed than what I'm showing here, okay? Uh, as it regards your door locations and things of that nature. So yeah, just utilize what I'm gonna send you. I'll send you guys the first floor plan electrical, the second floor plan electrical. I'll also send you guys the electrical legend and electrical notes. I want you to put that all into one drawing, okay? All I did was copy and paste it in. The only thing we're not showing here is the second floor plan, which you'll copy and paste into your drawing as well. And just crank it out just like we crank this out, okay? Again, I know you guys are not electrical designers, but we have to show them, okay? So keep your head on a swivel for the structural foundation plan coming up in the next few days, okay? So good stuff, guys.